Power's been out 3-4 times.
Yep. And what does that say about us? We're solar experts. We don't have battery backup.
Yeah, so I looked it up, man. My last name literally translates to son of a hypocrite. How are you going to sell solar and not have a battery?
I swear, right? Hey,
But the thing is I always told people, I said, listen, until the batteries are fair and affordable, you don't need it. Don't let me give you something you don't need. And what I'm realizing is it's not just about fair and affordable. We can't put a price tag on safety. Put a price tag on safety for your family.
Security.
Peace of mind.
Yep, it's priceless.
And it's an image thing too, right? Mm-hmm. When the neighbors see that you're the only one with power, they want to knock on your door and see if they could put their barbecue and beer in your fridge. Well, for a nominal fee, right? So what's great is being that you're the highest certified in-phase installer.
I'm not tooting no horns.
I'm a toot it for you,
Like I say,
bro.
I'm always learning.
You're the sniper. And, gone are the days of these national brands. You've worked with them.
I have.
You've watched these guys come and go. Mm-hmm. And that's why we're together. What'd you call it, Bacardi and Cola?
Bacardi and Cola are back.
Wait, am I Bacardi or?
You're Bacardi. I'm Cola.
Okay, cool.
Hey, if you're a certain age, you don't know nothing about Bacardi and Cola, but like if you're in our age bracket, you know exactly what we're talking about.
Can I just say, I don't know how you take your. Are we 50-50 Bacardi Cola? Because that's a strong drink right there.
Yeah, it's not. I'm not 50-50 Bacardi Cola.
Put some ice cubes in it. Chill out.
I'm 60 Bacardi, 40 Cola.
Okay.
Just to get the party started, then I may go down to 50-50. Okay. But sometimes I overshoot and the party gets started and then the party starts going south.
Yeah.
we're Houston, we're going to have a problem. Hey, they're like, okay, yeah, it's probably time to go. He's turned up, and usually that turned up turns into fuck something up. So I'm not good socially drunk.
Yeah, these days I think I'm better off with a soda with the splash of cranberry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's not get off subject. You have
I lost sleep last night.
No. You stumbled upon something within this last week, which I think no one else has really thought of to the level you have. And you found this while trying to I'm not going to say trying, while preparing a proposal for a very high level client.
Yeah.
When you found this,
just as important
you
as
notice
any client,
you notice that pattern. And it's crazy. And we're not trying to come up missing people, but it's just something that everyone needs to pay attention to because it's important. With the power, the price of the power, how it's gone up over the last 2 years, and by you doing this math, trying to get this proposal together for this lady, you notice the pattern, and then you checked another customer in a totally different county. You notice the pattern again, and then
I checked my own bill.
You figured out a way to offset it.
And I checked my own bill too. Yeah. And so what's really going on is we have an energy demand crisis, right? And this is a ticking time bomb. Mm-hmm. That's not hyperbole. I'm not like a doomsdayer, right? I'm a guarded optimist, right? But there's an AJC article from October of last year that said that we have miscalculated our energy needs in Georgia. Mm-hmm. By 1,650% by the end of this decade.
My goodness.
Bro, 2024 is halfway done. In 5 years, we are going to be 16 to 17 times deficit of what we really need. And so I don't have to explain inflation to anyone anymore.
Yeah.
Right? We don't have to get political about things. Some people think solar's a political thing. The reason why there's all these incentives, it's not, and don't get me wrong, whether you believe in climate change or not, this is about the grid and sustainability of the grid and being able to power the grid at peak times of need. And that's when solar works the best. Now, getting off the phone with a wonderful representative in the solar department at Georgia Power, they did confirm we're allowed to use the Overnight Advantage program.
That's the thing that you found that I thought was very interesting. Yes, that's the secret sauce.
Because right now, what we're paying is the real payment, and we can look at your bill too. Mm-hmm. Even after going solar, I got my savings, but the energy that I'm still paying for, that I'm renting from the grid, I'm renting at 22 cents a kilowatt, my guy. And if you look online, it says 14 cents when you get to that peak, that little asterisk, the taxes and fees.
That's where it's coming from.
So how do we get this down? There's one way. In Georgia. And by the way, in Texas and California, everybody's getting batteries for their own reasons. Look, dude, the power went out. The wife came home from farmer's market. You know, do you shop there at farmer's market?
I've been a few times with my wife.
Great food.
It's
there.
awesome.
You get everything, right?
Yeah, that banana nut bread be hitting, boy.
Did you get some of ours, or you make some? Oh, you talking about theirs?
Yeah, I got it at the, man. It had a little butter on it too.
Yeah.
We bought some and brought it home. And we got some. It was like some apple bread or something. I wasn't sharing.
I like their croissants. Yeah, for sure. Their croissants are amazing.
Yeah.
But you know, inflation. You fill up a basket there. It used to be you could get a basket full of fruits and vegetables, $60, $70. When you fill up a basket, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, and you're not coming out with as much food.
She filled up 100%, right? Because it's not just cost inflation; it's size deflation.
Now,
right?
when we're dealing with energy that we're renting,
so and so the point is, when you come home with a basket full of groceries, and the power's already been out for 5 minutes, right?
you're already starting to lose some of that stuff.
Clock's ticking. You got 4 hours.
And you can't really, they can't really tell you exactly when it's going to be back on. And you weren't prepared for the power to go out.
I was not prepared. I had solar. I have solar.
But it wasn't on if the power's off.
Correct.
Because you don't have what?
A battery.
Exactly.
And what's beautiful about us is we have the best price on batteries, on the best batteries.
We do. And we just got that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we earned that because we're out here putting it down. I mean, you know, when we look at our pipeline right now, there's 12 families that we're serving.
They can't see our board, but
That's
we
okay.
can see it.
Yeah, so we got this giant
whiteboard. Don't say why I got to be white. It's got black writing on it.
It's got all kinds of colors.
It's our brainstorming board.
Yeah, so and it's divided up, right, between opportunities, projects, and operations. And when we look at opportunities, we got a baker's dozen or so. Almost half of those are us taking care of these orphan systems.
Systems that weren't installed properly or they got left hanging.
And so part of why I couldn't sleep last night, number one, the power went out again. In the middle of my wife made Marry Me Chicken. You ever heard of that?
No.
It's supposed to be so good that once they
slap
have it,
your
they're
mama.
like, slap your mama.
Slap your mama's mama.
I'm gonna take you to Gatlinburg and marry you proper. Let's go, girl. You know. So she burnt the sauce. The power went out in the middle of dinner.
Yeah.
And I couldn't sleep last night because I realized the hypocrisy of owning a solar company and not having a battery. And now that they're fair and affordable to us and to the families that we serve, there's no reason not to do it.
You know what's crazy?
What's up?
A lot of these companies that have been in the game before us, they've already had the savings we just got, but they're not passing those savings on. They're actually padding on more so they can make more profit, which isn't fair to the homeowner because you really want to give them what they need and what they want without sacrificing a profit. But when you do that, when you pad on, because we know now how much those batteries are, but when you see somebody with one battery and they got charged close to $20,000 for that one battery,
$2,250, bro.
And me being an installer, knowing that one battery isn't going to do much for backup.
I ain't gotta do nothing.
Nothing at all. But check this out. If you're already getting a loan and you qualify, my question used to be to the companies I used to sub for, and they would never listen, is if they're going to buy a battery, at least sell them enough to back up the important stuff, not just one battery.
Do it, measure twice, cut once.
Cut once.
And the technology on batteries is improving all the time. We know that.
So what you found is with these batteries, you can offset those charges at night.
And bring it down to, so you could rent from Georgia Power at 2 cents per kilowatt.
Because at night, it's how much?
It is 0.021 cents. So
Per what? Per watt?
per kilowatt.
Per kilowatt. But during the day, it's how much?
Well, who cares? We got solar. So
No, I'm just trying to show the contrast as if you got the battery and you used the nighttime rates to keep that battery charged up or use those nighttime rates to get it cheaper at night.
You're charging your home, your EV, you're doing your laundry and everything when it's cheap. You're charging your battery when it's cheap. In the daytime, when it gets most expensive on the Overnight Advantage, is from June to September, from 2 to 7.
Then you're discharging it to offset those high.
Where we at right now is
July
the 8th.
the 9th.
Oh, my bad. Every day's Wednesday to me.
I know,
bro.
that's
I'm
right.
always working, right?
Yeah.
So here we are in the peak of summer. Right now, if we were on Overnight Advantage, they would be charging 28 cents. But what's happening right now for solar? Like if I look at my system right now, this is where it's producing the most.
Yeah.
So that 28 cents is negated by the panels that you have on the roof, assuming that it is sized, designed,
And installed correctly.
and installed
and commissioned.
and commissioned.
Let me say this, and I'm not pulling anybody's coattail or whatever they say. I'm not pulling anybody's card, but just because you put panels on the roof, you put an inverter on the side of the house, and you turn it on, does not mean it's working. It's on, but it doesn't mean it's working. So the customer doesn't know because you haven't educated them on how to monitor their system. Not a fault of your own because you never took the training to install this thing correctly. And that is where we're having all of these orphan systems, is because I understand technicians need to make money.
Yeah.
You need to make money, and if opportunity comes, you're going to take it.
Yeah.
But you can't fake it till you make it when it comes to installing solar. You have to know what you're doing,
Yeah.
or you're going to have some blowback. It may not be as soon as you're done, because you finish and you tell whatever company hired you, because most of these companies don't know anything about solar installations.
And they don't care.
They know how to sell, and all they want to hear is it's done. Customer clicked the button. We got paid. Let's move to the next.
Nah. Our relationship starts when that glass is installed on the roof. That's when I'm there the whole way, but that's when we need to
There's
commit.
no quality control.
So coming back to why I couldn't sleep last night, it hit me. Titan fell. I'm just going to say all the names. I'm going to
Be
come out
careful.
and say it.
Be
I'm gonna say
careful.
it. Well, they're bankrupt. So what are y'all going to do? Sue me? Titan Solar, bankrupt. SunPro sold to ADT. They shut their doors. ADT Alarms is still working. ADT Solar no longer.
You got to give ADT some credit. At least they're trying to clean their mess up.
Mad credit, but there's still some work because I used to work with that organization. And so I couldn't sleep at night because I was thinking about how we help. We're getting all these Titan calls. All right, we'll help you. We'll adopt. We will help you. We're there for you. This is more than 30% of our pipeline.
It is.
And these are not profitable.
And we're not complaining.
dailies.
Thank you
We're
for
not
the good
complaining.
business.
We're honored to carry the torch, right?
That's right. That's right.
And protect consumers because we're homeowners too, right?
Yes, we are.
But the reality is, all of these companies, 95% of guys that the sales reps in solar, the consultants, quote unquote, they all went through major companies, all of them, right? And we have a moral obligation to follow up with each and every one. Go back in your old phone. I switched from T-Mobile. I got to get with T-Mobile. I need to go knock on doors, make phone calls, send postcards to every family that I served through that major corporation and make sure that we're straight.
I think what it is, when some of these companies really get to going and they really get that money flowing, they lose track of where they started in this company and why they started doing solar.
Can we just right here just make a commitment? So it's no solar left behind.
I know, right?
And what I love about Enphase is, and I tell people this all the time, they pay us to fix other people's mistakes, or they got a low defect rate. What is it, like less than 0.5% or something?
Let me correct that. Enphase will pay you when it's an equipment defect, okay?
Right.
So I want to clear that up. If it's an equipment defect and it happens, say a micro's not reporting and it's no fault of the installer or the homeowner, Enphase will honor that and send out a new one. And the technician that comes to replace it, you send a reimbursement form, they'll reimburse you. That's fair.
So they're not wasting our time.
No, but if it was a botchy install and you get out there and you find out, that's a different story.
Yeah,
but
man.
that all comes down to this. And it's not to put the weight of the situation on the homeowner, but yeah, you got a bad deal.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to spend a little money to fix it.
Right.
But once it's fixed, you're good. It sucks
yeah.
because you're stuck in a loan and you're paying on something and you shouldn't have to worry about it. But if you can sit here and gripe about it for another year with it sitting in your house and not working, or
You can call the sniper. We can send the wolf.
I give you a fair deal, I'll come get it back up and running, and I'll offer you the membership program. So
Right.
if something goes wrong again, you
Right.
got my number.
Yeah, that adopted service agreement
Yes.
is awesome because they're orphan. And this is the question I get all the time is they're like, yeah, come fix my system. Then, by the way, what do I do in the future? Right?
Good question.
Get on the adopted
Good question.
service agreement.
You never have to worry about this again
Right.
because I guarantee you, most of these mainstream solar companies, once they install and they're paid, they're not calling you back.
And when you say mainstream, the thing is, we're talking
Anyone
about,
doing more than 10 installs a week, I consider a mainstream, a pretty big company, because 10 installs is a lot per week. If you got more than one crew
it's like
out
2-3
installing,
crews, yeah.
So you're not. If you do a customer say they get solar only and you're done, they got PTO, you move on. Nobody's calling to check, say, hey, how's everything going? How'd
see
your
that
bill look?
shenanigans. That's the most important part.
Because you're
man.
chasing the big money.
The big money is in making sure everybody's happy because listen, if I do one job right, when I did mortgages back in the day, right, my boss would get mad at me. Oh, Jeremy, you're not charging enough origination points up, blah, 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 blah. You know, bankers, right? I wasn't charging enough. Well, guess what? I was making friends. I was coming to the table, refinancing these folks.
I think you can make friends and still charge a fair price.
Well, charging a fair price and overcharging, right? Those are two
Not
different
overcharging,
things.
but a fair price.
Right? Just because you can charge $22,000 for a Tesla battery doesn't mean that that's a fair price.
It's not. But my question is this. Why are salesmen so afraid of price bracketing when they're offering these systems to customers? And I've heard it from more than one salesman. Yeah, I could have offered that, but man, that would have ran them off.
Yeah.
No, you don't know what these people have or what they're trying to do.
I would agree.
No one ever asked them, what are you trying to do with this system?
100%. And understanding what the buying criteria is.
That's what I was going to say. It comes down to asking them what or figuring out what the criteria is first, then offering it. But at the same time, if I go to buy something and I'm not worried about the cost, I want to see the best you have, and you take me over to, this right here is affordable. I get pissed. Hey, man, I don't want affordable.
Right.
Where's the best you got of this? And I start getting mad. Okay,
the-
obviously you're not qualified to sell this to me.
Totally.
Who else in here who wants to make some money?
Totally.
Who wants to make it? Because this guy doesn't want to make any money.
I pay for results.
Don't shop for me out of your pocket. You don't know what I got.
100%.
So when I came and I said I want the best, that means I ain't worried about the price.
Right.
I came to splurge.
Right.
And you would be a fool to take me to the cheap section.
I'm here
You
for the
can do
benefits.
this. You can do this. Okay, if you're trying to, like, economically wise, this will work. But we have this. Boom. And then shut your mouth. Let me figure it out.
Right.
But when you keep talking, you just talk yourself out. All right, you know what?
Yeah.
I want to buy it, but not from you.
Yeah.
Because right now I feel like you're begging.
Yeah.
Make me feel like you're worth what I'm buying.
Right.
Yeah. And don't be scared to say it. Yeah, this one right here, this is $100. This one right here, this is 1,000. But guess what? If you get this one, you get this, and this.
Right.
And then just sit back.
We're not gonna.
And
say,
I'm gonna say, I want that one.
We're not gonna say. Though, there's a difference between the two inverters. There's that one which works for some situations, and I have it on my home. And then,
Don't say the name.
yeah, I'm not gonna say the name.
We're not bashing.
And bro, they just took a nosedive. I don't know if you saw this. They took a nosedive in the stock market when Titan fell because they were the primary installer of that product. And it's a good product.
And I'm glad we didn't say names, but I'm gonna say like this: cheap ain't always good, especially when you're talking about something like solar.
Right.
I don't mean overpriced, but I mean,
Right.
if you want good quality equipment and service, you're gonna spend a little more money.
Right.
Don't be cheap about it because you're gonna regret it in the end. That's like going to buy a car and you know what you want. I want that C8.
You want efficiency. You want.
But then you get to the car lot and you're afraid, hey, will I be able to keep those payments up? And like the guy said on the thing I sent you today, I'm going to go buy it to make myself make enough money. Now I don't have a choice.
You see the trucks we drive?
You will reach your level when you force yourself to get there.
You see the trucks we drive?
I do.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Do you know what I drove before that truck? It was
probably something badass.
No, it was a lesser value of model than that. But when I got that first truck, I'm gonna tell you my payments was $700 a month, and I was like, fuck, how I'm gonna be able to do this? But guess what? Good or bad times, I made my truck note.
Yeah.
This truck note here is almost twice that.
Yeah.
Good or bad times, I made that truck note. So that tells me no matter what it is, I'm gonna
100%.
find a way to get there.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. I do. And the thing about solar is because it's just a reallocation, you're going from renting to owning, from throwing it in a dumpster to a piggy bank.
A never ending.
A never ending.
That you never see
ever-increasing
any type of
liability,
residuals
no reward.
from.
And, right. And so why not? Because the thing is about a battery, you stack up on batteries right the first time, you're going to get the tax credit and the incentive. Oh, speaking of incentives, did you know there's something like 45 incentives
You told me.
in the state of Georgia alone?
You never hear about
Ain't
them.
nobody ever talk about. They're just talking about the tax credit. And so, you know, these national brands, they have these sales processes. We're going to cut that BS out. We want to check all the criteria and be consultative because it should be a no-brainer or a no way. And it's not my job to convince you. It's my job to make sure that I check all the boxes for you so that you can make a decision. And if I can help you find a better installer.
I'm not saying I'm the best.
But if there is one out there, I wouldn't mind pointing them in that direction.
I'm not saying I'm the best, but I have sniped a number of systems where they said, hey, they sent 3 guys out. Nobody could figure it out. I'm going to find it. I'm going to find it. I have a system. I have a system that's so sick when it comes to troubleshooting solar.
Yeah.
And when I find it, I always know. I take a picture of it.
Yeah.
I can tell this guy didn't do the training.
Yeah.
He tried. He gave it a good old American try, but I see, and he probably just said, you know what? I see lights. I'm going to tell him it's working, and he walked away.
When I get that call from Orphan Systems, from homeowners, I'm like, don't worry. I got the sniper. I got the guy. And I'm just going to connect you guys.
I'm going to tell you a story. It was a lady, and I actually went and did this service call as a favor to another company. I went to the service call, and I asked the lady, I said, well, because I opened her disconnects in her boxes. I'm like, how long has this been on your house? She was like, about 1.5 years. I was like, how long did it work? She was like, it really didn't ever work.
Never?
Yeah. She said it really never started working. It's like they didn't really, I don't know if they didn't finish it, but that thing never lit up. I said, okay, ma'am, go on inside. Give me a minute. Within 20 minutes, I found it. I sniped it. I was like, this, got you.
Oh, I was in your ear. This was a couple weeks ago.
I cut it on. I finished commissioning it. I made sure everything was done. I said, ma'am, you're on. Could you check your phone? She's like, the lady almost started crying. She was like, thank you so much. I just thought this was a bad decision from the beginning. Yeah. And I was like, no, ma'am, the decision, you didn't make a bad decision. It was just the people, I don't like to like shit on people's work.
Yeah.
They made a simple mistake.
Yeah, you do, because you're a man of integrity. If you see somebody slacking,
in my head,
yeah.
I was like, if I was your lead, I'd be cussing your ass out right now behind this stupid shit.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you what it was. They had a neutral and a ground going to the same bar. It was a simple fix. But as soon as I seen it, I just started shaking my head. I fixed it, cut everything on, finished commissioning. She could see it on her phone. She was so happy. It felt good to me to know that I got this lady back up and running. After a year, it's finally working.
She send you with any banana bread or?
No, but I did ask her for a review.
Okay, all right, cool. I'll take a review or a sandwich and a sandwich.
It took me under 20 minutes though.
If we're gonna hook you up and save you tens of thousands of dollars and make your home fortified and interdependent with the grid, feel free to give us a review, an honest one, and you're not vegan, right?
Mm-mm.
You don't have any dietary restrictions.
Nah.
We'll sit down and eat with you. That's fine. Once our work is done.
Not on duty. Not on duty.
Not on duty.
If I eat on duty, it's a wrap.
Yep,
I'll be back tomorrow. I'll give you a call. I'm done. People like the guys I work with, like, man, you don't eat breakfast before you go to work. Nah, I work hungry, man. That make me get what I need to get done so I can eat. But if I eat before I go to work, it's gonna be a short day.
Yeah, I'm drinking juice in the daytime, in the summertime.
Yeah,
because it'll slow me down. And we have a lot of work. We have a lot of work that needs to be done.
We do.
All that to say, what are we doing here? Anything else you want to share with the fine folks watching us?
Yeah. We have a lot coming up. A lot for homeowners, a lot for installers. We've been putting some things together to not only educate homeowners who are thinking of solar or who have it and trying to figure out what to do next, but also for installers who may have just started installing and want to get more insight on how to streamline their installs, save time, save themselves from mistakes and truck rolls, and for the veteran installers who have been doing it a while but may have been doing it a harder way when there is an easier way.
Increase your efficiency.
Yeah. When I first started installing, it would take me, I'm not gonna lie, 2 days to fully install. And
Solar plus battery?
Yeah.
Wow.
But after doing a few of them, and I was like, it's got to be an easier way, I started making a system, and my system became fail-proof to where we get started at the same time. Guys on the roof, me installing my stuff, to the point where I was done installing all of my stuff by the time they were putting their rails on, before micros.
Wow.
To where I could go and watch them or help assist them because my wires were already in the attic waiting to push through their solar deck.
And so that's an anomaly because, you know, as a salesman, as a consultant, I like to show up for install day. Mm-hmm. And what I notice is the glass will be on the roof. You know, solar's installed, electrician's still there, man.
Bullshitting around. It'll be past dinner time. My system was so streamlined that as soon as we get there, my pack out kit, I would get it out and start setting each case where I know it needs. I start opening it up.
So Solar Sniper Academy is going to increase efficiency, right?
Yes.
Increase safety.
Yes.
Right. Have a
decrease truck rolls.
There you go. Right. Again, with efficiency, time and money efficiency. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be a universal, duplicatable, scalable process.
No matter what system you're installing.
Regardless of management style. You don't have to have a particular management style. You keep them engaged in this training program and they will succeed at the highest level of efficiency.
That's true. But the true test is the hands-on test. You can do all of the quizzes you want to do all day long, but until you get out there and put your hands on it, that is the true test. And I have a way you can actually measure your metrics on each install on if you got better on that part of the install or are you lagging on that part of the install. Why is that part of the install taking you so long? If there's something you don't understand, you need to understand how these systems behave. Like, once you do enough of them, you understand how they behave. If you forgot one of these steps and something's not working, you know exactly where to go back and check. And to keep from doing that is you do each system the same way. You do the same steps. You'll never go wrong. It will always work. You will find yourself waiting on the guys on the roof because your stuff is done to the point where they're already connected to Wi-Fi. Everything's on. You're just waiting for PV.
Man.
Waiting for PV and provisioning.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. So you're basically almost leaving at the same time. Of course, you're going to be there a little later than them because to finish that commissioning part for the micros and everything, you got to let it propagate and then everything start kicking on.
And also introduce the system to the homeowner and guide them through the process.
Exactly.
Set the stage of expectation for what's happening next.
But what I think is maybe that step can be done before the installation even happens.
Yeah, I really like that idea.